Welcome to TradingLounge and the global indices. At this stage, we're just going to put all the indices into one video and send it by email. The server that we're using, manage.com, is a high quality server, but it's been attacked, so it's still offline. So I really don't know when they're coming back on at this particular stage. I just don't have any information. They're just working as hard as they can to fix it. It's ransomware. It was a campaign, so it's pretty huge, and yeah, they're dealing with it. So I'll just leave it at that for the time being. I just don't know anything about when it's going to be back online at this stage. Let's just move into the indices, starting with the S&P here. Looking at this move to the upside here, you know that if you know me a little bit, I'm not that really keen on spikes. So when I sort of, the main thing here is that we can see we've got a strong third wave here. I think this spike here just pushes it up. I think if we just sort of eliminated that for a moment, then all of this would be a wave 4 here after the third wave here, and then a fifth wave up here. So I really want to talk about that today. But I think the important thing here to realize is that if this is wave 1 up here, right, up to this point here, or over to here, or even one more little high here, we still haven't had our sharp wave 2 pullback here, so we're not ready for long trades yet, I don't think, as this, and then we can push up into the third wave there. So I really just want to sort of talk about our sort of options here, and I just want to explain a few things. So I'll just go to the 4-hour chart here. So when I was counting this up here, even here is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then expecting 5 to come up to this, say to the 3600 here, it's really accelerated up through here, right? So based on news, so I'm thinking that, it doesn't need to be that high. It really only needs to be sort of up into that space, or maybe a tad higher from that point. And then we look at this as wave 5 here. Now, I've seen many times where wave 5 has not, I've seen a spike here. I've seen this many times before. Well, we get a spike here, and we don't need to take the top out here. Now, this move up through here, we could count it here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and have another little move at this point, right? So another little wave 5 to come there, and then we get our ABC pattern. If we moved this wave 4 here over to here, then we can copy this and put this here and this one here, and then would roll down from that point. So that's also possible. So even if we do get a push up here, I think we should just let it go and just look at this is how many hours this one took, and this is how many hours this one took. So this will be about the same, or if not smaller, being a fifth wave, and then rolling over. But yeah, look, the takeaway is we just haven't had that correction here. That's the sort of main point about it. So I will also drill into this little bit here again as well. So I'll just go to the hourly chart. Now I've got it as wave 3 here with an A and a B and a C. It's a bit hard to see there. So because this is like part futures and part cash market as a CFD product. But when I bring the actual cash market across, the physical market, the SPX, this is a 5-minute chart here. I just want to bring your attention to this move down through here. So from this high here, we can see that we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and then we've got a nice third wave here, and we can even see 1 and 2 in here. A little 3 and 4 in here to finish at 5 here. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So we've got 5 waves in this sequence here. So we've still got this move here. So this would have to be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave in this place. So it's really possible to get wave 4 here. Now, it is a little bit of trouble counting this up here as 5 waves. Sure, I can see this as 1 here and A, B, C for 2 here. A little bit messy in here, but we could count it as 1 and 2 in here. Yeah, a little bit messy in here. it looks like 3, 4, and 5. So it looks like a B wave in here is an A and a B and a C wave here. But the thing is, if that's a B wave in here, then this has got to be a C wave in here. And I don't get 5 waves in this move here. This long move here, I mean, even if I looked at this from this point as 1 and 2 here, and then all the way down for 3, 4, and 5 here, it still leaves this here as well. So I've got sort of 3 waves in here. So, you know, is this impulsive? Is this corrective here? So I know I can put wave 4 here, but I'm not really getting 5 waves here, and I'm not getting 5 waves here. So this could be corrective. So it could be wave 1 here and 2 here, or it could be the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave here, but I'm just not getting a C wave out of this, so it's a bit of a struggle. So I don't know if wave 4 should go here or here, but even if we have it here just for a moment, that would leave us with wave 1 here and 2 here, and then we would need to look at this to the upside here of 1 and 2 here and 3 here, and this would be an A and a B and a C wave for wave 4 here, and going up for wave 5 here. Now, if but it still hasn't made a high above this one here. Not that it has to, it just really has to give 5 waves here. So we really just need to see if the cash market, what happens with the cash market next with all of this. So yeah, if this was going to push up, would push up to 3650 sort of area. And then drop from there, but we could also drop from here as well, because if we also looked at this as the top of wave 1 here, then we'd look at this as the A wave down here, then an A and a B and a C wave up into, well, I don't know, this space here, I guess, and then roll over from that point. So coming back to all of this here, I don't know if we need to call this wave 1 and 2 here, and 3 here and 4 here, and then look for 5 little waves to the upside here for this, and then we get our then we come down here for this, and we've got wave 1 over here. We can have wave 1 here, and like I mentioned, like we were looking at yesterday, we've also copied this and looking at wave 1 here, as well as an A wave here, a B wave over here, and then a C wave down through here. But that doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't make any sense, because I mean, I can see it, but it's there. But a wave 2 should be simple and it should be sharp, and this is lifting here, still lifting. So I think that if we took this off here, and looked at this as wave 1 or this wave 1 over here, based on this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 waves up for 5 here. So yeah, I mean, looking at this here as well, this looks like, I mean, you could count it down as 5 waves, as 1 ABC for 2 here, down for 3, 4 and 5 here, truncated. But that should be really taking that low out there, and it's not. So it looks more like overlapping wave structures here, because this wave 4 here is overlapping the bottom of this wave 1 here. So it looks like it's corrective here. So that's why I'm thinking that it could move up here. And this does look impulsive here with an ABC pattern here. So if it takes out that high there, then we can look for this market to move a little bit higher. Sorry, I don't have all this very clear at the moment, but if it's not clear, I've got to say that it's not clear. So just sort of coming back here a little bit to the daily chart here, as you can see, even this wave 2 here was small, right? But it was there, it was obvious, and we had a pretty clear 5 waves here, but we just don't have that pullback here. So I'm thinking that we've got sort of 1 and 2 in here, and 3 here and 4 here and 5 up to here, somewhere into here, and then we pull back at that point. So I think what we could also do as well, let's just go back to this hourly chart here. So let's just imagine for a moment that this count is correct as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 coming up to here. So we've got to count 5 waves up. Well, we've got wave 1 here and 2 here, and then we'll look for wave 3, 4 and 5. So you could trade that long here, But when we get to the 5 waves here, we've got to move out, and we just got to allow the market to show us what to do. Now, when it gets to here, we'll either have to see another little ABC pattern, and then we can go long above that one, or we're just going to continue moving down at that point. I think that's the only way that I can sort of handle this at this point. Yeah, and you know, the other point too is that, you know, when we looked at this on the cash market here, it doesn't look like it here. You could call this anything actually, but on the cash market, the physical market, it was very clear that it was an A and a B and a C down there. So taking that top out here is something, you know, something that would be sort of on the cards. I don't think that's the case. And I'm a bit reluctant to call that in there, but I'll just leave that there as... I mean, it's possible. It's just such a long shot. So I think this is what we're looking at here. So just to recap this a little bit, we can go long here if it moves up through here, but just know that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could take profit at that top there, and even though that it might go a little bit higher, it might go into the 37, but there's going to be a bit of a sell-off at that particular point anyway. And then we just have to sort of chill out at this point here and just wait to see, you know, how far it's going to pull back. If it just gives us an ABC pattern, then we can go long again. We can find our way in, just like we're doing here on that little second high here. Otherwise, it will just fall. Otherwise, it will just fall lower here, and we haven't missed anything. Yes, sure, we didn't get the trade right or whatever, but you know, we're not sort of expected to get. You know, it's possible we don't get it here, and it's possible we don't get it here. But if we do get it here, we get it, and we get out here, then we wait, and then we do it again here, and we may get it, and we may not. So I think we just need to be open and flexible like that. Let's have a look at the other markets. And the DAX on the 4-hour chart here, much the same as the SP500. I've still got the same issues in that regard as well. So from the wave 4 low here, we can look at all of this as wave 1 to the upside here. We need to talk about that. But the main point is it hasn't had a pullback. Not that it has to pull back to the 61.8%. It may just come back you know, well, to the 12.5 or even a bit higher. Well, we've got two levels here. We've got the 12.8 and the 12.5 here, but we'd expect to see some type of correction, and we're just not getting that. So we need to look at this top in two ways. We could look at it in terms of wave 3 here, wave 4 here, and wave 5 here, which makes wave 5 really quite sharp. Small rather for this, or we have to move wave 4 across over here and look for wave 5 to move up. So we're either going to move down for the ABC here, or we've got a wave 5 to push up to the upside here first, and then we've got to move down. So on the hourly chart, just with a little bit more detail, we can look at it like this, with wave 3 here and ABC here for wave 4, and then up for wave 5 here. It does take that top out, but it doesn't take the spike out. But like I mentioned with the S&P with spikes, we can see that it was news driven. We've got wave 1 and 2 and 3 here. So this is really sort of pushed up out of whack here. So, you know, I don't have to pay a lot of attention to that. So we can look at this as wave 5 or 1 and then just see this roll over here. The interesting thing here is we could count this as 5 waves down here, then an A and a B and a C wave here. So the interesting thing here, if this is an ABC pattern here, then the market needs to come down, you know, further from that point. If the market pushes up from that point, that means that we can go long above that point, because it's moving past its 3-wave structure here. That means that we could look at this as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and pushing up for 3 in that regard, and we could probably push up to the 5 up this point, but we'd needed tested support on top of the 300 there, 13,300. So yeah, look, a bit of a rock and a hard place still with this. I mean, having the wave 4 here is a triangle pattern, of course, the A, B, C, D, and E here for that. Yeah, so we just really just got to give it a little bit more time. We just got to give it more time, that's all. But if it's going to be, if it's going to break to the upside, taking that three-wave move out there would be the answer for that. Okay, let's have a look at the FTSE, which is also the same but different. In this case here, it's a little bit sort of clearer. I've recounted this as 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 here, and 5 here for 1 and 2 here, and then 5 waves in here for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then going up for 5 here for 3, ABC for 4 here, and then looking at 5 waves going up here for wave 1 here. So in this case, it's looking quite good in this instance. This is a 1 hour chart, so we should see some sort of pullback if that's going to be the case. So I'll just go to the 15-minute chart here, and from the top here, it's a little bit tricky because wave A here should be in 5 waves, but I don't see 5 waves here. I mean, maybe I could go 1 and 2 here and 3 here, an A and a B and a C for wave 4, and then extension down for wave 5, but we got a bit of overlap there, and it's kind of pushing the barrow a little bit, the envelope. So yeah, well, the A wave should have 5 waves. It's interesting though, when I look at the cash market for the FTSE, that's the move coming down. So this looks much more like an impulse wave coming down, doesn't it? Rather than a corrective wave. I mean, even without counting, you can just see it's pretty much a straight line. But in this case, it's not a straight line. So perhaps that is the A wave here, and the B wave here, and the C wave coming down here for this wave 2 here. So certainly, technically, with this little move here, if this low is breached, right, if that low is breached, then it makes that there 3 waves, but otherwise it's just in the guessing game, because that can be 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, and then just push up from that point. So if that's the case, we can still go long above this, above the 6,400 there. Yeah, but you'd kind of want that as support. So a little classic trading levels pattern never goes astray in that instance. First high above the level, that kind of always keeps you pretty safe, and then hit it at that point. But yeah, look, otherwise we'd look for 5 waves down into this space. So if that's the case, the FTSE's leading the game a little bit in a way. So I think that's sort of interesting. But it's not really over until the fat lady sings, apparently. So let's just see how we go. But any upside for the FTSE and for the DAX, we can take that wave B out there, and that would send us to the upside at that point. Okay, let's have a look at the Aussie market. This is where I think we are for the ASX. So from wave 4 here, we're looking up for wave 1 here, and we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and 3 here, an A and a B and a C for wave 4, and then moving up here for wave 5, looking for an ABC correction into this space here. Not that it has to pull all the way down through here. One of the things that we're looking for here is really the classic trading levels pattern, which is, well, the arrival, which we've got, the corrective move, which is in normally 3 waves, the first high above the level, that would be in 5 waves, and then we're looking for the ABC pattern, and then we can move up from that point there. So that would look like this normal pattern. So we have the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then the ABC pattern, and then this. So really we're in here somewhere. That's where I think we are. So the idea really is to sort of count 5 waves up here. Now, will we have another high? Maybe. It's a little bit rough in here, but I'll show you what I've got so far. And also too, in this sort of move up, where's CBA? So with CBA here, this is just a daily chart here. It doesn't have to be like the A, the B, and the C here. I was toying with that, with basically being a D wave here for this, and then an E wave over here, like a larger triangle. But this wave C here, if I go back to, where can we go? Maybe the monthly. Okay, so yeah, look, this is a count that I've had here for this in regards to a correction. Here's an A wave here, an A and a B and a C wave for the B wave here, and then down for the C wave. And I kind of like that pattern, you know. So that means that, you know, this market can, you know, continue to push up into this space. It's just that it never really showed a really good potential in terms of 5 waves here. It's kind of, you know, most of the banks of ANZ and so on and WBC have really showed more of a corrective pattern here, but it could be counted as a bullish pattern. So even though I've got it here as an A wave and a B wave and a C wave here, it could be that it's wave 1 and 2 here, and then wave 1 and 2 here as possible, and that, you know, and can continue to climb in a series of 1s and 2s. I can't rule that off. I think one of the important things here too is that from this high here down to this low here, the 61.8% was at this high here that we nailed in here before, and now that we've just popped our head above that there, you know, we could count this here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. Not that I like that much, but if I took the spike away here, then that would be suitable for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 going up here. We can look at this 5-wave structure in a moment. But when I look at ANZ, it's got a much nicer appeal here in terms of 1 and 2 here, and the third and fourth, and moving up here for this, it looks like it's 1 and 2 in here just off the cuff, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So in this case, it looks like we also got a it's on lower volume. That bar yesterday was on lower volume than the previous bar. So it's going to struggle at this particular price point. So if you wanted to take profit or you're in this, well then that's that. But there can be another high here. And this can also be counted differently as well. This could be counted, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can see how long this one is here. So it's more likely this is a third wave. So we could look at this as in another way here. If I could just borrow these for a moment. Do I have any green ones over here? No green. Well, we'll just create one here while we're here. So this could also be wave 1 here in green, like a smaller degree as such. Let's just copy this here. Oops, a daisy. And then we've got, remove that, and then we put that wave 3 here, and then a wave 4, you know, building to the upside. So that's really on the case, you know, it's really a case that we could put forward in this space, something like that. So it looks, all I'm saying here, it looks more bullish here than this, and we can count as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and be completed here, by the way. So if you're going to take profit, well then be nice to take some in this space. But besides that, I just want to have a look at the volume here as well, actually. I don't think the monthly is going, it looks like it's tapering off. I'll just go out a bit to the quarterly chart. We've got a quarterly chart here. Yeah, see the move up through here so far, you can see how we've got diminishing volume here. I mean, obviously the last quarter's not done, and you know that can play out here, so we'll keep an eye on that. But I mean, it's moving up, but it's moving up on rather no sellers, you know. So the buying hasn't really come into it at this stage yet. It's not pushing up at that stage. But I mean, obviously the price is pushing up, but the volume's not there to support that trend just yet. So we'll keep an eye on that. Yeah, so how to count this up here is the question. So I don't think a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, I don't think it does it justice at this point. So I'm just going to remove that. and we'll probably look at the ANZ count a little bit more. There's a couple of spaces up here that you need to be aware of. First of all, we've got, maybe just go to an hourly chart, what's on there. Haven't really counted that much, but maybe tick chart. Okay, I just wanted to point out the levels here. So obviously 80 is the big daddy of it all there. We got 75, so from say 70 to 80, we've got 1, 2, and 3 that make up group 1, then the midpoint 5, and then we've got 78 here. Also with 78 as well, if I can just, I think I'll just move that. So we've got 77, I'm just splitting hairs here, so 77.20. So I'm just working out group 2 here and take that 78, which is 8, and 60, 76.50. So it's really the 65, 72, and 80 here. This is all of group 2 here. Okay. Yeah, I don't need that. That's all good. So the market's in group 2, which is a really positive thing. As I mentioned before, I've got a small trade in this, so I'm scratching my head, you know, what I should do here, especially if the, you know, and really looking at the ASX trade. That was the other thing. Sorry, lost the plot. But going from, where are we? That's November 3rd. So that's, yeah, so from early November, this low here, counting 5 waves up here, right? That's the same as counting the 5 waves up from this November low here. Whoops, you can't see that, sorry. From here, so we can look at 1 and 2 here. I have no problems with wave 3 here and 4 here. That may be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. I don't know. What have we got here? Looks like it's all one sequence here for this. This is corrective. That's 1 and 2 in here, 3, 4, 5 is third. So yeah, there can be, I can't draw here, but there'll be some sort of 4 here and then 5 pushing up here. So we may get up here higher than this. So there may be another little move up, but it is Thursday. Is it Thursday? Yeah, so it's Thursday. So we tend to open higher and then close lower for the day. So we'll just need to be mindful of that. But this is where all the profit taking starts to come in by the by. That's probably the main takeaway here, is that taking part profit here and then the rest of it at 80 would be a practical thing to do. So that's what I might do. Okay, so yeah, so coming back to the ASX here for this, I don't know if I've got anything much on the hourly, so I've counted it like this here as well. Doesn't give me a very good third wave here, but I can see the count in here, and the 5th wave here is also a little bit dodgy as well, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it's got overlapping wave structures. So this market can certainly like move higher before it moves lower here, but just be mindful that it also can move lower here straight away because of the Thursday here. And so lining this up with the other markets around the world, we just need to be a little bit careful really at this point. The main takeaway here, I guess, is that we haven't seen this correction for wave 1 to 2. That's what's haunting me. So if you're going to the long side or on the long side, and that's fine while we're above the 6500, by the way. But yeah, just keep it light. Alrighty, this video's gone on a bit too long, so I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. And apologies about the server, but it's beyond my control, and I don't, like I said, I don't know when they're going to fix it. I mean, obviously they'll be all over it, because they've got thousands and thousands of websites on there, and they're a good mob. I've been with them for over 10 years. And never had a problem. The service been fantastic, so I don't want to leave them, because of one thing's gone wrong and it wasn't their fault, and they're doing the right thing about it. So yeah, we just got to put up with it for the time being. Alrighty, cheers.